Okay, so if you want to join me in a seated pose, seated warrior pose, where the left foot, if you can, comes closer to the groin or hip area, and the right foot is in front of you. Rolling those shoulders back, taking that inhale in and exhale out. Palms come to rest on the knees. If you would like, you can start to bring your pointer finger and your thumb to touch into a circle, coming into a mudra pose. Breathing in through the nose, exhaling out through the nose or mouth. Being silent with your mind now, just repeating to yourself, I am loved, I am calm, and I am peace. If you would like a little bit more of a calming meditation, yoga practice today, maybe the palms come down to the floor. But if you would like a little bit more energy, maybe the palms come to face the sky. Taking a deep inhale in through the nose, belly expanding first. And exhaling, let it out. Closing your eyes if you haven't already, to connect with your mind and your body, just to check in to see how you feel right now. Maybe ask your soul for a moment what it would like to receive out of this practice for today. Taking a deep inhale in, raising the hands above your head as if we're gonna come into an Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute above our head, keeping that spine straight so we don't want to arch, bringing that belly in, keeping that spine straight, shoulders hugging to touch each other. Maybe your palms come to touch above your head and eyes come to reach, looking above you. This is receiving, and putting your palms above your head like this is receiving the energy from the universe, sending it through every cell of your body, that pranayama, life force energy. Taking a deep inhale in, clenching our palms together as if we were holding our own hand, flipping them upside down to face the ceiling. Just taking a deep stretch with our arms here. Inhaling on the exhale, leaning a little bit to the right now for a deep stretch on the left side of the body. And then we'll exhale, coming the opposite way, leaning to the left. Taking a deep inhale, coming back to neutral, and we'll exhale, reaching that right palm to touch that left knee, and then that left palm reaches behind you, coming into a little bit of a seated twist here, keeping that spine as straight as possible, so we don't want to reach out or with our spine, and we don't want to reach too much in with that spine. We want to be perfectly even and straight with that spine. Maybe if you would like a little bit of a deeper stretch, looking behind you. And then we'll take an inhale, raising the hands above you, sending that energy and pranayama through that body, and we'll exhale, reaching that left palm to touch that right knee this time, and that right palm reaches behind you. And maybe, again, like you did in the other one, maybe your eyes come to reach behind you for a little bit of a deeper spinal twist here. ceiling, letting it go. Perfect. Taking a deep inhale in, reaching one more time, grabbing your palms as if you were holding your hands, and lifting those palms up to the sky, opening up that heart center. Repeating to yourself, I am open. Exhale, letting it go. Releasing palms to the mats on both sides of your body. And just keeping that spine straight for a moment. Letting it all out. And then on the next inhale, inhaling through the nose, we'll exhale, reaching the palms down onto the front of the mat. And we'll come into a tabletop pose for a little bit of a cat-cow to warm up that body. So the palms come right below our shoulders, about shoulder width apart, and then the knees about hip width apart from each other. And flat back, just neutral back, taking an inhale, bringing the belly button closer to the ceiling. Heart comes to the ceiling. Inhaling and exhaling, letting it out. Belly button reaches the sky as if you were a cat just waking up from a nap. Letting it out. And then inhaling, coming back up. That belly button reaches for the mat. Heart reaches for the ceiling, chin to the ceiling, coming into that cow. And then we'll exhale, letting it all out, letting that tension out, getting ready for the day. And we'll do that one more time. Inhaling, reaching up into that cow. Letting that oxygen flow through that body, and exhaling, coming into that cat. And then inhaling, coming back into neutral. Toes come to touch behind you, and the knees come to the sides of the mat, pushing forward just a little bit as we prepare. Taking an inhale in, and on the exhale, reaching your hips to meet the feet right behind you, coming into an extended child's pose. Arms come to reach in front of you, extending that child's pose. And maybe your forehead comes down to the mat. And this should be a really good hip opener right here. Remembering to breathe. And then resting your eyes here. Remembering here that the nose is for breathing and the mouth is for eating. So when in yoga, when we're breathing through the nose. Maybe just starting to introduce your Ujjayi ocean breath here, which is, again, breathing through the nose, but mouth closed, and as if you were going to fog a mirror in front of you, making that noise in the back of your throat like an ocean. Controlled Ujjayi yoga breath. Taking a deep inhale in, slowly starting to come back out of that child's pose, slowly and gently listening to your body, coming back to your knees, and we'll prepare as we step forward to the front of the mat to get a little bit of energy into our body. Feet come to touch each other, so the toes and the heels are together. Reaching into that forward bend, releasing, maybe grabbing onto both elbows, just swaying from left to right here. Into a ragdoll, releasing any tension, preparing, remembering today that the power is within you. Taking a deep breath, reaching those palms up above you, coming into an Urdhva upward salute. Maybe the gaze comes up. And we'll exhale, coming into cactus arms, hugging those shoulders so that they come to touch behind you, and then exhaling, reaching your palms to the sides of your body. Inhaling, rolling those shoulders back, coming into Tadasana. So really placing those feet down onto the mat, placing those toes down onto the mat, those heels. Keeping every muscle engaged, including those arms, bringing that Mula Bandha, that belly in so you have a straight spine. Bringing your glutes in so that we're in a straight spine, we're not curved this way or this way. This is one of the best postures to correct your posture, because a lot of times our body doesn't get enough oxygen throughout the day because we're slouching or we're doing this. So this is one of the best spinal correction poses. Taking a deep inhale, allowing that pranayama to flow through every cell of your body. Urdhva upward salute. We'll exhale, reaching forward into a forward bend. Keeping every muscle engaged here. Taking an inhale, coming into halfway up, straightening out that spine. We don't want to put pressure on those knees here because our knees are not meant to go that way. Taking that inhale in, exhale, placing the palms down onto the mat, and then hopping or stepping back, coming into a plank pose where the wrists are right below your shoulders, straightening out that spine, and exhaling, coming down into chaturanga so that you can come down onto your knees, or you can keep the knees up, keeping those elbows as close to your ribs as possible, coming down to that belly button, and doing a windshield wiper here. Exhale, let it go. Good job, guys. We're getting stronger as the minute goes. Taking an inhale, opening up that heart center, coming into a cobra. Not putting too much pressure into that lower back, so if you feel pressure, please release just a little bit. It's a heart opener. Lifting that chin up to the ceiling. And taking that inhale in if you haven't already, and we'll exhale, coming into a rested child's pose just for a moment to take a break here. Taking 2 to 3 breaths and just repeat to yourself, I am worthy and the warrior is within me. Taking a deep inhale, pushing against those palms, lifting into a downward facing dog. So our feet are about hip width apart from each other, toes are pigeon toe, pointing to each other just slightly. Palms are about shoulder width apart, so we shouldn't be extended too out or too in. We're just hip width and shoulder width apart. Starting to walk from heel to heel, just walking out our dog here. Gaze comes to the belly button if you would like a little bit more. Of a stretch, taking a deep inhale in, looking forward, stepping, hopping, or jumping to the front of your mat, coming into a halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. And then we'll exhale, letting it go, releasing, coming into a forward bend. Taking a deep inhale and bending our knees as if we're going to sit into a chair right behind us. Arms come up into an Utkatasana chair pose, strengthening those legs. And we should be able to lift down, maybe see our toes right there. Straightening out that spine so that we're not arched in either way. Taking that inhale in. And exhale, releasing, let it go. Coming into cactus arms and extending into Tadasana mountain pose. Good, shake it off. Taking a deep inhale in as we are just about done. Coming, so our feet are about extended about 3 to 3.5 feet wide from each other. And our toes are ever so slight, just slightly turned in. Taking an inhale in, raising the hands above your head. Exhale, grabbing onto your hips, belly button reaches first in front of you. And then when your belly button can't reach anymore, extending that head down below you. Grabbing onto both toes with your pointer fingers, coming into a forward, wide-legged standing forward bend. Keeping every muscle engaged, but not too much pressure on those knees. Just repeating to yourself, I am open. Taking a deep inhale and grabbing onto those hips as we come up, slowly starting to come up vertebrae by vertebrae. Taking that deep inhale in, opening up that heart chakra to the sky. And exhale, we'll come down, but we're just gonna come down into a seated pose as if we were going to sit into that chair behind us, but our feet are gonna be about 3 to 3.5 feet wide from each other once again. Toes come outward just a little bit to both sides of the mat so that they're this way, they're not this way. And then the elbows come to the sides of our thighs, so not right onto our knees. And our palms come to reach in prayer pose in front of us, coming into a malasana yogi squat. Good. Taking a breath here. A calm mind is a calm body. Taking that inhale in, releasing your palms down onto the mat, and then coming into a seated pose. And then releasing your back down onto the mat, coming into a happy baby here. Rocking from side to side, grabbing those 2 peace fingers around your big toes. Elbows on the insides of your legs, swaying from left to right. And then we'll release the feet down onto the mat. But we're gonna come into a little bit of a bridge pose. So the feet are right below our hips, as we're just gonna use our palms and put them to the sides of our body. Belly button comes reaching up to the sky, coming into a bridge pose, grounding our body. Repeating to yourself, I am grounded. And exhale, release. Taking a deep inhale, raising that belly button up to the ceiling. Exhale, release. Repeat to yourself, I am grounded. Taking that deep inhale in, once again, raising that belly button up to the ceiling. Grounding yourself a little bit more. Exhale and release. Windshields wiping your knees from left to right, massaging out that spine. And just to finish up here for our last posture, bending those knees once more to the hips, extending the arms out into a T pose, and then rolling those knees to the right side of your body. Maybe that left foot comes on top of that right knee. Maybe that right hand comes right on top of that left knee for a little bit more of a twist here, just for a spinal twist. Maybe your gaze comes to reach and look to your left fingertips for a little bit of a deeper stretch. Remembering to breathe. And then taking a deep inhale, bringing those knees back up to neutral. And we'll bring them to the left side this time, coming into a spinal twist on the left side of that body. Maybe your left palm comes on top of your right knee, coming into a spinal twist here. And the key here is to keep your shoulders both to the ground here so that our body is even and we get the most out of the stretch. And then taking a deep inhale, coming back into neutral. And releasing, coming into a Savasana, releasing the legs to the ends of the mat, to the outer edges of the mat. Palms and arms come to the outer edges of the mat. Palms are facing up. And just resting your eyes, coming into Shavasana. Allowing your body to get completely heavy here. See how you feel compared to when you started. Maybe with your lips closed, continue to do the Ujjayi ocean breath, or just normalize your breath. Taking that inhale in, rolling over to the right side of your body, coming into baby pose or just hugging your knees. Taking a moment to thank your body for bringing you through day 1 of the practice. And anything else that you would like to be thankful for. And then when you're ready, with your eyes still closed, slowly starting to come up into a meditation pose, easy pose. Straightening out that spine, taking that inhale in through the nose, rolling the shoulders back so that they come to touch each other. Exhaling out. And then bringing your palms in prayer pose with your eyes still closed. Bowing your forehead down. Namaste. Have an amazing day. Great job. Remember to love yourself today. Namaste.